Hi, it's Terrence from 3.6, and this week we are visiting Northwest Michigan and Lake Michigan. One of the most famous ingredients I can think of in that area would be Traverse City cherries. So this week, I should say after last week's abysmal failure trying to make Mackinac Island fudge, we're going to go with something a little more simple, and we're going to go with Jell-O. No Bake Cherry Cheesecake. Right out of the box. Easy to follow instructions. If we mess this up, then I shouldn't be cooking. So everything we need comes in the box except for a few items. So it's saying we're going to need some sugar. We are going to need some butter. And we're going to need some milk. We're also going to need a few supplies to do this dish besides our ingredients here. We're going to need some sort of pan to cook our cheesecake in. We are going to need a measuring cup, some measuring spoons, and lastly, we're going to need a mixer to beat our ingredients with. So let's see where we're starting today. We'll take our ingredients and everything out of the box. It looks like it is nicely listed on what we're going to do today. Step 1. Step 2. And lastly, step 3. So, easy. So, step 1. Let's look at our directions on the side of our box. We are going to combine crust mix, sugar, and butter and press onto the bottom and up on the side of the pie plate, okay? We're gonna combine all those ingredients for our step 1. So, we're gonna need one more item. I'm gonna get a mixing bowl. So, we'll take all of our ingredients, put them in the bag, we'll slowly rip that open. I'm gonna add that into a mixing bowl like that. Get all of our ingredients in there. And it also asks for us to combine sugar and butter. So it's asking for 2 tablespoons of sugar. So 2 of these big guys. 1, 2. And for our butter, it's asking for 4 tablespoons butter or margarine melted. So 4 tablespoons. If you have an unopened stick of butter on the sides of these, we'll have little markings here, little lines going all the way down. And we're gonna look for the number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm actually gonna cut this stick right here at the back of this line and take all this butter from this side over, which will give me 4 tablespoons of butter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut that right in half. I'm going to take that, I'm going to add that to my bowl. I'm actually going to stop. I'm going to melt this because I think it'll mix a little better in there. I don't want to make a mistake. Okay, so we're going to melt that. We'll come right back for a second. Alright, so we've got our melted butter in there, if you can see that. We're going to take that. We're going to add that to our rest of our mix right there. We're going to mix that together. Combine all those. I'm just using the knife I used to cut that butter in half. Alright, we're going to take that, we're going to add that to our pie pan, like such. Make sure you get all those, anything clinging to the side of your bowl. Let's get all that out of there. Alright, and then next, I'm actually going to flip this camera over. Alright, we've got this in our pan. We're going to take that, we're going to push that down into the bottom of the pan there. We actually want to bring it up along the sides. I might have used a little bit too big of a pan for pies, but that's all I have. So I'm going to try to bring it up to the sides a little bit as much as I can. Get that on there nice and firm. Alright, so we've got our pie crust all pushed up on the sides. I've got as much of the base as covered as I can with what we've got working with here. I want to go with a smaller pan than I did. Might be a better route to go. Alright, so we'll move on to step 2. We're going to beat our filling mix and milk with a mixer on a low speed for 30 seconds. Then on medium speed for 3 minutes. Filling will be thick. We're going to spoon that over this crust down here, and then we're going to refrigerate it for 1 hour. So we're going to need our mixing bowl. We're going to need our number 2 bag. We're going to need milk. And we're going to need 1.5 cups of cold milk, which means we're going to go to this line right here, right between the 1 and the 2, right between the 1 and the 2 all the way up there. We're going to find the line right in the middle. We're going to fill that milk right up to there. Perfect. So we will take our number 2 bag, tear that open. We're going to add that to our bowl. All right, so we've got our mix in there. We're going to add our milk. And then we're going to beat it with a mixer on medium for low speed for 30 seconds, then on medium for 3 minutes. Low for 30 seconds, medium for 3 minutes. So with our mixer, we're going to have to take this, we're going to have to plug this into an outlet here. Be careful not to electrocute ourselves. And then we're going to take our mixer, and mixers are going to vary on how they work. Mine has an off switch, which is here, and then a couple different settings. That being highest, it'll go off. This would be the lowest speed for me. Would be that first one. So that's what we need to do first, because we're going to do low speed for 30 seconds. So, and you want to make sure you put that in all the way down first before you turn it on. Low speed for 30 seconds. Starting now. And then with my 30 seconds being up, I'm going to switch over to a medium speed, which means I'm going to put it right about here on my mixer. And I'm going to do that for 3 minutes. Make sure you move that around, mixing it all up for the next 3 minutes. But I won't make you watch me do that for 3 minutes. turn that off. My 3 minutes are up. Make sure I leave this on a low setting as I pull these beaters out, so that way I can get as much as I can off of them, because if you can see, if I pull them out while they're off, there's a lot still on there. But if I leave it down in there, turn it on to a low setting and slowly pull it out, I pretty much get everything off of there. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to carefully put these over here in near the sink as to not make a mess. Can you help me out real quick and unplug that for me, please, sir? Thank you. Probably should do that first, but it's hard holding a camera, cooking, and doing a bunch of stuff all at once, but we're going to make it work, right? All right, so we've got our mix here. We've got our crust that we've put in our pan, and our next directions ask us to spoon over crust. So we're going to get a spoon out of my drawer here. I'm going to get a big one. I'm going to get a pretty sizable one. I'm going to just kind of slowly take a little scoop there. Spoon that into there. I'm not going to worry about making it flat just yet. I'm going to kind of spread these around into different areas.
It's like putty.
It is kind of like putty. I think once I get everything into my pan here, I think that's when I'm going to kind of worry about making it look a little flatter and more like a pie. Okay? Alright, so I've scraped pretty much everything out of there into my pie pan.
Yep.
I'm going to slowly just kind of smear this cheesecake around. I keep saying pie because I think I'm making a pie.
Yeah, it has a pie thing on it.
Is the what?
The pie ground.
Pie ground?
Like like this part.
Oh, the crust?
Yeah, like pie should be.
Right. It is like a pie crust. But we are making a cherry no-bake cheesecake.
Yep.
Because our Mackinac Island fudge last week didn't go so smooth. So I needed a little reset. Something a little easier this week. Something a little simpler. So Leah suggested this. Alright, so we've been spreading this around. It's grabbing at the sides a little bit. Pulling that edge off a little. I think once it gets in the fridge, it'll settle down, get nice and flat. Alright, so we've got all that in there. Pretty much got it flat. Tap as much as I can off of that into there.
Yep.
Alright, let's see what our next directions are. At the bottom here, refrigerate for 1 hour. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to walk over to my fridge, which hopefully I already have some room in here. And I don't. So I'm going to move some things around. Got a little room down there where that could probably sit nice and comfortably. And we will see you all in 1 hour. So it has been over an hour now. We've got our cherry cheesecake out of the fridge, and it is firm like a cheesecake should be. So, not the best looking, but we're going to move on to our next step anyway. We could probably take a little spoon, maybe spread that out a little more. Let's try that. That's a little firmer. Try to get those corners filled in. But you know what? It doesn't need to be perfect because it's just going to end up in our bellies anyway. That's how I'm kind of looking at it right now. All right. Let's move on to step number 3, which is our topping. Top with cherry topping. And then we're going to cut it into 8 pieces. Anything we don't eat, we're going to refrigerate. So that's our cherry topping. We're going to crack that open. And we're going to add that to the top. Okay, so we'll take our cherry topping. Squeeze that out. So we're going to do the same thing with our... This is really hard to do one-handed. Squeeze that out, and then we're going to smear that all over the cheesecake. All right, so we've got all of our topping added onto the cheesecake. I'm just going to take our spoon here. We're going to spread that out. Smear that all over. Spread that. Cover the entire cheesecake. And voila, we are done. We have made a Jell-O, no bake, cherry cheesecake. But before we finish, I'm going to add a Traverse City cherry that was grown in Traverse City, Michigan. I'm going to add that to our cheesecake. Okay. And lastly, we're going to cut it into 8 pieces. So I'm going to need a knife. And me, when I cut anything like a pizza or a pie or a cheesecake, I like to do it in a certain method. And I cut one line straight down the middle, like that. Run another line. Run it through the line one more time. And then I turn it 90 degrees. I go straight across that line that I just cut. And now I've got it in a 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cut a line right here in the center of these. Which now leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces left. I need to do one more cut to give us our final number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pieces. Our Grand Traverse Cherry in the middle of our cheesecake. And we are finished. I want to see pictures of your cherry cheesecake or any of your Traverse City or Michigan food posted online too. Enjoy.